The pitch is on the surface, as you'll have a look and see that the one will pitch and turn. That's the one going towards the slip cordon. That one is the one that undercut, and as you roll it on, one pitches and turns. The other one pitches and slides on, and that creates the problem for the batsman. So that's the variation he's got, and he'll be trying to use that to good effect here in this morning spell.
And I think he's going to be doing quite a bit of bowling today, as De Noga just works that away and brings up his 50. So good stuff from De Noga. What a consistent performer he's been. Those boys in the change room will be delighted with that. I think the most important thing about De Noga, if you know him as a person, as a player, you will know that he won't be anywhere near delighted by that. He'll know there's work to be done.
Yeah, crowd appreciating his efforts. Teammates, 50, 86 deliveries at a good strike rate. So he's been very positive this morning.
His partner's on 36. So he continues his fine form. Oh, this is trouble, this is trouble. Got back in time, but only just. He took a long time to turn there, did Markram. He was, I reckon, halfway down when he was sent back by De Noga. Certainly some drama there. That's the last thing South Africa needed.
Yeah, good confidence stroke, and then the misfield that he thinks he's scamper for the single. Just a bit of fortune. Don't want to throw it away.
তো আপনারা কি ভাবছিলেন সবাই কি আমাকে দেখছিল
TVS Striker 125cc ride to impress.
Went to straighten out a friendly chat afterwards. Of course, nothing intentional, but good on Bruce, the Ox, for being on the ball.
He does bowl offies, so maybe thought later on in the game.
Aiden or Bruce?
Well, that man in picture there.
Really good bunch of umpires too. I mentioned how Aiden Markram's a terrific guy. Really good bunch of umpires that are on the panel at the moment. They're all very personable. You saw the way that Bruce Oxenford handled that. That was ideal as well. Down the ground. Loves playing that shot, De Zilga. Fast outfield. Really good work. That's terrific commitment. Saved one. That's inspiring stuff for Bangladesh.
Yeah, got the slide out. Excellent. Every run counts, not only in one-day cricket but test cricket too. But this has really been a feature of De Noga's batting the last couple of months. Straight bat, straight past the bowler. There we see that bit of fielding again. Excellent stuff.
So nice flow at the moment from Markram in particular. He seems to be extremely alert about what's going on, which is so important, and feeding off the doggedness of De Noga as well. Strike rate of 60 for both of them pretty much. Certainly very acceptable in these sort of conditions at the top order for an international team.
He's got a healthy range of strokes, Aiden Markram. That's why I like this partnership with him and Dean Elgar. Dean Elgar, the tough, gutsy, old-fashioned opener. We see a short delivery, and Markram has got a little bit more range in terms of stroke play. So they complement each other. Convener of selectors, Linda Zondi. He's got a smile on his face. Happy with the start.
Maybe some memories from an album. And Doc Musaji standing up. Nicely punched. One thing that you need to just take notice here, both these batsmen are doing this, is when they are punching the ball, opening the blade just a little bit from time to time. So just have a look at this as he opens the blade at the last minute. There we go. Just slicing the ball a fraction, knowing that he found the gap through that cover region. Most batsmen might just punch that back to the mid-off position or just a standard cover point, but no, just worked it in the gap. Seen Markram also doing that. 92 for none.
ছয়টি exciting long-lasting fragrance, cool body spray for the real man.
ঘরের চালের স্থায়ী সমাধান আনোয়ার সিমেন্ট শীট সব সিজনেই ফিট।
আদনান what my no
স্যার ডিস্টার্ব করে তোকে আর এফএনএফ রাখবো না কষ্ট করতে হবে না মাই জিপি অ্যাপের ব্যাপার
মাই জিপি অ্যাপ ডাউনলোড করলেই এফএনএফ আপডেট করা ফ্যামিলি মেম্বারদের নম্বর ম্যানেজ করা সবকিছুই পাবেন একই সাথে অনেক সহজেই গ্রামীণ ফোন
But we do know that Bangladesh have a few spin options to work with. Robbie, what are they got to be thinking about in this sort of situation and these sort of conditions?
Well, Heidi, it's very hard. I think from a mental point of view, you just got to try and control the run rate. Try and keep it really basic. Try and give the captain some sort of control. And keep it really simple. I think one thing you would want to do, I think, in terms of tactics, he's had his long on out to Aiden Markram. Maybe you're going to bring it in from time to time and just tempt him to go over the top. But there's not much you can do. You just got to be really, really patient and control the run rate.
And he's just 19 years of age, Mahedi Hassan.
He has good control. He's good shape. That's a good delivery. It's been on the money this over. And that's all he has to do. And work on the batsman's patience.
But I guess as a spinner, Robbie, this is a completely different world to what he's been grown up on and what he normally plays at, of course, back home, where it turns a lot and bounces. I guess it's the same for you when you were playing, when you are used to playing and bowling in South African surfaces and you go to India or the Asian continent and come up on a track that's turning a lot. It's a big adjustment to make, I suppose.
I think the big adjustment is mentally. You know, I'm talking from my own experience, coming from South Africa where you don't do as much bowling, and then going to the subcontinent where you do the bulk of the bowling. So I know he's going to have to. Nicely played. I know he's going to have to put in a shift here, which he normally does back home, but there's not much on offer. So it's just a patience game, and hopefully the ball gets worn and can bring the seamers back, and maybe some reverse swing plays a part later. So it's just a massive patience game.
I think there will be reverse in this game, and that'll be a big factor as we go on. But he's changed now to his position of delivery from over and around, so that's good thinking. Variation. We saw Sean Pollock identify a little bit of variation as well. So good work. 93 for none it is.
পেমেন্ট বিকাশ করলে দুটো লাভ, এক, ক্যাশ নিয়ে ঝামেলা নেই, আর দুই, কেনাকাটা হবে স্মার্টলি। তার মানে ক্যাশের চেয়ে বিকাশ ভালো।
6টি exciting long-lasting fragrance, cool body spray for the real man.
Play well in the first test, the first series, get themselves in the winning way, and it'll tick alongside Otis Gibson and also Faf du Plessis' names. So 5 minutes to go before lunch, 93 for none it is. They'll be thinking about for none, these two batsmen. And going back to the safety of the change room, knowing that they're in control. There's Dale Steyn on the left. He's leaving soon to go back and continue his training. Not so much rehab, it's fitness and training. He's got a little bit of a tear. A pectoral muscle, I think that's the description of it. Just a small tear that has just kept you on the sidelines for a bit, so it's nothing to do with the shoulder injury he had. That's nicely whipped.
You mentioned a big summer ahead, Hazy. If you look at the South African team, I think there's only 2 guys that have over 50 test caps, Hashim Amla and Morne Morkel. So really in a rebuilding phase. And hopefully by the time India come to these shores, they'll have built up a lot of confidence by then.
I was talking also in the build-up how I've heard a couple of comments made about the fact that yes, there's a new coach, but everything's still the same, whatever, and yes, that's true to a certain extent. Oh, that's beautifully played. What a shot that is. Terrific shot from Markram. He's played some outstanding cover drives in this inning so far.
Yeah, this is trademark Aiden Markram. Much wrong with the delivery, just a little bit of width. Uppishly in the gap. But he hit it superbly. Great timing. And what a bat swing. They don't hold back the young boys of today. Great shot.
Amazing to think that he was pretty much growing up with T20 stuff, almost to a certain extent, once he got an age where he really understood the game and thought about playing it seriously. T20 cricket was around the place, I guess, or just about to start, so that's been their lifestyle in the game. Just continuing what I was saying about Otis Gibson, there are people on trial here, if you like, the support staff, the coaching staff. They've got to perform to make sure that they're retained. You've got players, of course, that want to impress that man. He's come into the environment with new ideas, which is great. So it's an important time for cricket in South Africa right now, with a new coach, a new head coach, and that changes things in any team. Had to wait for that. I think the one comment I heard about the appointment of Otis Gibson, which I thought was really good in England, was the fact that he taught some of the England bowlers, the pace bowlers in particular, and in particular Stuart Broad, he taught them how to be more effective in the fact that not just bowling good lines and good lengths, but getting wickets. They reckon that he's got that knack of teaching good bowlers who should get better returns to pick up wickets, and I think that could be very beneficial for someone like the superstar South Africa's got, KG Rabada, who we didn't see the best of in England.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. It's all about making small adjustments, isn't it? That can have a big effect later on. So that's obviously something that he identified with the England bowlers, and what an opportunity for him too as a coach to work with someone like Kagiso Rabada, who's an outstanding talent. Yes, he didn't have the best tour of England, but we all know what he's capable of. And there's a couple of fine young players in the South African team. There's Markram introduced now, Quinton de Kock, there's Temba Bavuma. So he's got a lot of work, he's got a lot of talent at his disposal.
Bavuma, now there's one. He's been a little bit silent in respect to the big scores. I can tell you also that the England players rated him extremely highly. Of course, they saw the best of him in Cape Town when he got that magnificent century. That was top draw, that century. but they rated Temba Bavuma very highly in the recent tour of the UK. 99 for none.
আমার ভাই অল্পতে বসায় না। ব্রেকফাস্টে কড়া ফেসবুকিং এর সাথে মগ ভর্তি হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ, লাঞ্চে ফুল প্লেট লেটেস্ট ভিডিও আর ডেজার্টে ননস্টপ মিউজিক, ডিনারে গরম গরম মুভি ডাউনলোড। আর যেখানেই হোক ইন্টারনেটে নো ডায়েটিং।
ইন্টারনেট ব্যবহারে যারা একদমই ডায়েটিং পছন্দ করেন না তাদের জন্য বাংলা লিংকে 100% বোনাস। বাংলা লিংকে ইন্টারনেট চলছে, চলতেই থাকবে। বাংলা লিংক।
But a really good start from these guys. The track is as placid as the family Labrador, but you've still got to get the runs. And South Africa's run rate has been pretty solid up until now, so a good position at lunch on day one of this test match.
You see the good opening stand. Dean Elgar on 56 at a good rate. Aidan Markram just getting a start. 43, not out so far. 99 without loss of 27 overs.
So much batting to come as well. Let's look at the Bangladesh bowlers. The Fez sided left arm. He is effective. He's still, I think, not back to his best. Probably the first to admit that. He's had shoulder surgery, none for 28 for his return, but he's tried and got it around about the areas. Mahedi is going to be doing a lot of work as the off spinner, none for 24 at this stage, and it's going to be pretty steady stuff. Tuscan also has done a reasonable job, although a little bit on the expensive side. But it's going to be hard work for those guys, and I'm sure a few more are going to be introduced as well, because this track is going to be hard work for Bangladesh. So that's the situation at the moment. Just a reminder that Bangladesh won the toss and elected to field, which surprised a lot of people, and South Africa right now have capitalised. It's lunch on day one.